What's up, Lowlife? It's your boy Rhino back with another amazing episode of the Lowlife podcast. With me, as always, Handsome Dan, my co-host, my partner. What's up, Dano?
How are ya?
Can I get an oi oi?
Oi, oi.
All right, that's the spirit. And guys,
You just call it handsome.
he's Handsome Dan.
So gay.
You guys ever seen that? What's that movie? Oh, brother, where art thou?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Handsome Dan.
I didn't see it. That's
Dapper
why.
Dan.
What is
Dapper
it?
Dan.
Dapper Dan.
Dapper
Okay, that's your new nickname.
I'm a Dapper Dan man. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, we're here for the third week in a row. We got we saved the best for last, our third celebrity judge for the Idle Hands show. Big Truth from Chop Ahead. Welcome to the show again.
What's up, low life motherfuckers? What's happening? It's a long day, man. But yeah, how's it going, everybody? It's good to be on. Always a good time hanging out with you two. And it's funny when you guys are here. Or I haven't been over there yet, but it's funny when you guys are here and we got some Ocho and things going on.
Yeah.
Dude, I was thinking, man,
There's a new one, dude. There's a new one. Chica Cheetah. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's a peanut butter tequila.
Oh,
Bad news, bro.
I'm listening.
You don't even, it tastes like a peanut butter sandwich. It tastes like a melted Reese's cup. You know what I mean? It's like,
is it better than a Screwball?
Yes. It's, know, it's like the Screwball of tequilas, but I like tequila better. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? I like clear liquids, even though, it's it's got a little brownish hue to it, but yeah, man. Yeah. That's the one. We're going to have to do that.
Dude, I'm going to get a bottle tomorrow. As soon as the liquor stores are closed right now, but I'm going there tomorrow because I ain't never heard of that shit. But I love the Screwball. I love peanut butter liquor.
Yeah.
And I love tequila.
You do that, you do a shot of that, and then a shot of Chambord, and it's a peanut butter and jelly shot.
Peanut butter and jelly. I have some Chambord too. I know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. I'm packing a brown bag lunch, dog.
For a glass bottle in a brown bag.
Right outside the liquor store, dude. I don't even wait to get in the car.
Look, you look real classy just pulling from the bottle of Chambord, you know what I mean? It's like, that's not usually what people are pulling from, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
It's a fancy bottle, though, the Chambord bottle, dude.
What is Chambord again? Raspberry or something?
Look what I got right here. It's just always one right around. And this is one that I haven't tried this. This is something that a listener sent me.
No shit.
Hard Truth whiskey, but a rye. I have not tried that yet, but I will. Shout out to the listener that sent that. Thank you.
Yeah, all our listeners just send us fucking Malort. Listeners, if you guys want to send us something good, you can do that too. I'll drink it. Dude, I got like 4 bottles of Malort at my house and then like untold amount of nips.
You know why? Because everybody has it and no one wants it. And so they're like, what do I do? Oh, those guys like it and they make guests drink it. So here we go.
Yes.
The Chicago guys, the Chicagoans, they actually really like it.
Oh, I know.
They like actually
know it's a thing in the Midwest.
Yeah, they like have it strapped to their sissy bar, dude.
Yeah.
There's a lot more people that like it than I thought. When we were we weren't making, but we were having people taste it at Debbie Retreat. We had like fucking 2 bottles and a bunch of nips going. I would say half the people that did liked it.
Yeah, most of it, I was surprised.
It wasn't
just had a bottle that people could publicly just pull off of. It's just like, herpes isn't a thing anymore. the fucking the alcohol will kill it.
Depends how primed you are too. If it's like your first pull of the day, it's a hard pull.
That's true.
Right?
That's a good point.
If you're already kind of glassed over a little bit, it's a little bit easier.
Right. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, if you're having it with your eggs in the morning, dude.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a little bit rough.
There's some hard fucking Chicago motherfucker doing that too. Some scraggedy ass fucking dude.
It definitely has a cult following
out there.
Yeah. And I love their ad campaigns. Like they know how shitty they are. You know.
I never saw any ads for it. What is it? What do they do?
Dude, they just like talk about how shitty it tastes and like
very self-deprecating.
Yeah, very self-deprecating humor about Malort. And they retweet me all the time. So that's how cool they are. Because I always every time Malort's involved, I just tag them.
And you haven't sent them a show deck and trying to get a sponsorship kit going?
I might. If I was from Chicago, I bet that would be more appropriate. You know what I mean? I'd like to rep New Hampshire.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like your show isn't only in New Hampshire, bro. Like you're going all over the world. Like you know what I mean?
We're actually pretty big in the Netherlands. I found out.
You should be the brand ambassadors for Malort. You should try it. You should do it.
I mean, we're doing that
reach
anyway.
out to him.
Yeah, that's what I would do it for Ocho. I don't know how to get in touch with fucking motherfuckers down in Mexico. Like you know what I mean? But you know,
I don't know Espanol, dude.
Yeah, I can when I'm drunk. Here's a fun fact. When I'm drunk, we found this out when the dudes were doing the chopper shows down in Mexico City and they were bringing us out. Me and my boy Dan would go out, and apparently when I'm drunk, like I must lose inhibitions or something, but I can speak conversational Spanish pretty well. I can't do it right now, like you know what I mean. But when I'm
I was
drunk,
going to ask you how you were going to describe it because conversational Spanish is good because it's not fluent.
No, I didn't say fluent.
Yeah,
I can get by. Because Dan was like, "Is he making sense?" They're like, "Oh yeah." And they might have just been yesing him.
That's like a real thing though, because like, I worked in a lot of kitchens in my day, you know, and like down Florida, Arizona, or whatever, and a lot of the help they speak either Spanish or Portuguese, which are pretty similar, but you just kind of pick it up if you're there working like fucking 12-hour days and stuff, and you're communicating with these people. You have to pick it up a little bit. And it's kind of like, college students do this. I hear, I've never been to college, but I've been on campus before. Never in attendance. But
you were like aqualung, like just fucking squirming around campus like
I've been in some of the public restrooms, but but they say these college kids, they study and they'll get like drunk or they'll get high or they'll drop acid or whatever, and then they study, and then to do the test, they have to be in the same state in which they studied. So they get drunk or high or whatever, and then it's just like infused. So maybe it's something like that.
Sounds like that should be a subcategory of the Idle Hand show, like the fucked up award. Like who was really fucked up when they built this bike? Like you have to be on this many mushrooms.
We were thinking about some categories, some awards. Dan, do you want to talk about your awards?
Yeah, sure. So my idea is I wanted to do an art show part of this. So, and we also, with like the crowdfunding and shit, we want to kind of keep this as human centipede self symbiotic as possible.
Movie, by the way.
For sure. So, my idea is we're going to do the Devil's Dozen art show. There's going to be 13 artists. There's going to be 13 artists of varying, some of them I would maybe even say I don't know, anybody. It's going to be a bunch of different people, but it's going to be 13 artists of varying different disciplines, so to speak. And their criteria are going to be make whatever the fuck you want, but bear in mind, whatever you're going to make is going to be used as a trophy. So at the end, we'll have all of the 13 artist submissions or whatever, and they'll all be on display the whole time. And then when we go to give awards away, rather than going and getting at the local printing shop, getting the little fucking
karate statue,
whatever. Yeah, karate, like, you know what I mean? The cardboard cutout shit. All of the people who win an award, not all, there's going to be a couple other ones that are like different special ones and like the winner and etc. But the majority of the actual Idle Hands awards they're going to be given out will be custom pieces of art that these 13 artists made. So I'm going to start reaching out to all the artists and stuff this week and start getting everybody on board. I'm going to try really, really hard to also be like, hey, I want you to come to the show with the piece also, so that you can physically hand the trophy to the winner of said trophy. You know what I mean? I just think that would be a nice full circle kind of deal, but obviously shit happens. So we'll have other people fill in to hand out the trophies and stuff if need be. But yeah,
we should have one for the drunken master, Yeah.
There you go. I got to hand it to you, man. That was a great way to get out of having to make fucking trophies, dude. You guys fucking evil geniuses, dude.
Right? Yeah.
We have so many people making trophies already. It's literally, if you don't get a trophy at this show, then you did something wrong. Because we have people that are lining up to make trophies and shit.
It has been really cool. Lots of people have reached out that are gonna do like specialty here and there trophies, and they're offering to make their own or whatever. So it's pretty fucking cool. But I don't know. I feel like this is a cool way for everybody to, you know what I mean? It's all self-sustainable, symbiotic shit, you know?
Yeah. No, that's rad, man. And it's cool that you got people reaching out, like offering to do that too, like on on the side note, like the side trophies and whatnot. That's rad. That's the cool shit. Like that's the cool thing about the chopper community, man. Like, you know what I mean? When people get amped about something and want to be involved, that's
Sure.
right. Shout out
Yeah.
to all them people that offered that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
been
we
like,
want people to get involved. We're gonna be doing a lot more shit that we're gonna be asking for involvement and stuff and some like sponsorship opportunities and whatever. So if you're out
we
there
really
listening,
haven't had to like
My lord.
ask anybody really yet, like everybody's just been so fucking stoked on it. They're like,
For
how can
sure.
I help? Like, how can I get involved? And it's just like, that's what like it kind of, I needed, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
when you go and you pour your whole fucking, when this is what you do like every day, all day long, like there's not a minute of the I don't go and fucking hang out with my family, like my mom and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't hang out with business associates and fucking talk about, like, I'm just looking at bikes, building my bike, accumulating parts, looking at how to do something, doing this show, talking to other, like, so it's all encompassing. You know what I mean? And you get burnt out on it sometimes. And then the thing that keeps the fuel that keeps you going is when someone reaches out and is like, dude, you guys are doing a good job. I love the show, or I love the Idle Hand show, or I'm stoked about this. Like, it's, I say stoked, but it's actually like stoking a fire. You know what I mean? And it's keeping me fucking motivated to keep on going. Otherwise, bro, I'm fucking like, I'm an old man, dude. I'm getting burnt out. I need that shit. I need that, I need the
Yeah, yeah.
excitement and other people to be I get pissed off when people don't get excited about shit. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
yeah.
excited about the Alien show? What are you, fucking stupid? This is the
Yeah,
greatest
yeah.
shit ever.
Fucking retard. With a hot just kidding.
With a hard R, dude.
You can. I don't know. I let the R's fly on mine, but if you have to censor that,
We don't censor. I don't give a fuck, dude.
I know you guys don't. That's
Yeah,
why I'm playing.
we've been censored. We've been just straight up like canceled. So it is what it is, Like,
No, I hear you. But no, but that it is rad that there's still like a good community, like, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm like a little bit more out of touch with like the younger crowd. You know what I mean? And but it's good to see that it's torches are being passed and there's still like people that are like absolutely amped and stoked, because it's like you said, that energizes and reinvigorates you to keep doing the stuff you're doing. And I've been doing this shit for fucking, dude, next year, a couple things just as a heads up. Next year's Chophead's 25th anniversary, so we're gonna go full fucking retard next year. All right.
Yeah.
when is the 25th? What, like, month?
What's the 25th month?
No, like the
I don't even
25th
know.
year. Like, is it in January, or when is
I
like?
don't know. Yeah,
Oh,
just
okay.
next 2026. Like, you know what I mean. But so that we'll be doing something big there, and obviously, I'll talk to you guys ahead of time and figure something out. But the show we did in Laconia is going to be on again next year. But
Fuck yeah, dude.
it's going to be there's more information will be coming soon. So just telling everyone right now, everyone that's listening that is able to get to Laconia next year, you want to be at Laconia next year. At least
Cool. Yeah, dude.
our us,
Choppers
our
are
part of
back, Jack.
our part of
Ta-
Laconia.
Laconia takeover started, dude. We're
Yeah.
doing the long game, okay? It's going to take a
Yeah,
few
yeah.
years, but we're bringing it back.
Yeah. I meant to tell, we were talking earlier, and I meant to tell you about that. But when we hang up off this, I'll talk offline. This stuff, I'm not trying to be secretive, but like things have to, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Things have to be more secured before I talk about it. I don't like to talk about anything till it's dead on. But there's going to be some massive things going on next year. So,
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm
so
loving that.
between Idle Hands and all this other stuff, New England's fucking repping, man. I don't,
Yeah,
East Coast.
That's right.
dude. I love the East Coast, man. I love that. Here's the thing: is it's a different type of people, and you might not understand it until you move here. And Dan, like you, you're an Italian citizen, so you might not. I mean, I think you get it now because you've been nationalized here. You know, you've been in New Hampshire long enough. But dude, guys in the East Coast, like Northeast, dude, it's fucking a different ball game, dude. We're we're built differently, you know.
For sure. I will say right now, having been around this for as long as I have, if I had to go back and be an adult getting into choppers anywhere else that I've lived in the country, I would still come back here. I would come back to the East Coast for a fact. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I was born here in January, so I'm used to all the bullshit.
Yeah.
We're a little lighter right now because we're in the 3 weeks of good weather.
Yeah.
Like, it's like 70, 75 with no humidity. Although it's humid as fuck right now. It was beautiful earlier, and then the humidity crept back in. But yeah, we got 3 weeks now, and then like 3 weeks in the spring where it's actually like nice weather. Then the rest of the time we're either dealing with fucking hot and humid or fucking freezing and fucking snow. You guys get more snow than me. Yeah, it's wild. That's why
Yeah,
we're all
dude.
pissed off, and that's why we're built different because we just deal with adversity every fucking day. We don't go outside and it's 85 and sunny like fucking San Diego every day. When I love San Diego, I'm just saying,
Talk,
but you know,
talk to people that love riding motorcycles mid-February.
yeah,
See
yeah,
what kind of state of mind they're in, you know?
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's why there's cabin fever parties, you know, or like, but yeah,
Yeah, dude.
and speaking of East Coast events, like I was saying, telling you guys, I just got back. We were Indian Larry block party.
Mm.
Fucking
Yeah.
super successful. Just shout out to fucking Bobby for having us out. And it's so good going to that because this is another thing I love about the East Coast is the longevity. Like at that show, I've been going to that show off and on. Like I haven't gone every year, but I've gone a lot of years. And especially even when they were still doing Brooklyn Invitational 2 blocks over and whatnot. And you could go to like both shows and the area was more industrial and more wild. This year was probably the biggest one I've been at because I think it's the last one, or at least the last one at that location because they have to move because the building, unfortunately, they don't own the building and it's being sold. So they have to move by January. So, and I know Bobby's looking for places right now. So there might be another block party, but it won't be there. Right. And you can ask anyone that was there. There was like 4 or 5 block radius of Brooklyn that was just overtaken by fucking choppers and fucking bikes and fucking craziness. Every street had like one street had like a band playing, one street had, you know, like right in front of the shop where the vendors and stuff were. One street had like the stage, like it was just bananas. Like 5 block radius of Brooklyn, New York, just taken over by bikes.
Yeah.
It was fucking great. But what I was to say is a lot of people I saw there are people that have been around for fucking decades. You know what I mean? That are still in it. You know, like Bear from Old Bike Barn and White Knuckle, and you know, Hijinks Apparel, or you know, all kinds of, you know, obviously Bobby and Indian Larry and Walter from Kickstarter. There's just so many people there, and you forget that you've known these people that long, you know. And I'm like, we're all grayer now. Like, look at this shit. You know what I mean? Like, this light isn't helping. It's really dark. See when you go, you see the dark, but over, you know. But yeah, but you know, so many people, like people coming up that used to watch the Chophead DVDs, like you said, or like the podcast, like, oh man, like blah blah blah, and just wild time, man. It was a good fucking time. It reinvigorated me because I'm old and cranky, dude. Like I get burnt out on shit, you know, doing this every day for fucking all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking to what you were speaking to, just tying it all together because it's all come full circle, and you do need those shots of awesomeness that reinvigorate you and keep you going in this, man. Recharge the batteries for sure. But seeing like Chicken Rick there, and yet like the younger, I mean, I know he's been around a while now, but he's still a younger dude to me. He's like all them dudes like fucking there and fucking repping and fucking still like taking pictures and making that like the pictures and videos he takes like make anything look fucking rad. You know what I mean? He's good, super talented with that. And I just love that we have like a good talent pool of all different things on the East Coast, whether it's builders or videographers, good photographers, you know, artists, you know what I mean? You know, so it was good catching up, man. It was a good time.
Yeah.
You should have went out. You fucked up not going.
I know, dude. I'm
not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to fucking pour salt.
No, I'm like, dude, it was such I went, what, 2 years ago? Dan, you went 2 years ago and last year.
And last year, yeah.
I
missed last
I was
year.
regret not going. It's, first of all, being at Indian Larry's fucking shop is surreal. You know what I mean? And to be in a city like New York, where the shop is, like it's not like anything you've ever seen, dude. Like it's a big spot for New York.
Absolutely, yeah.
You don't get that kind of fucking real estate in New York
Anymore. Like, they
anymore.
used
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
whole area used to be like, I don't know if you remember, if you ever went there like 10, 15 years ago, it was all industrial. You could never had to worry about parking or anything. Like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just like no man's land, and now it's
Yeah.
all developed. Every year it's more and more condos.
Yeah.
I'm like, where are these
Same with
motherfuckers?
Boston or Austin or any
Yeah.
of these fucking cities. They get gentrified and fucking Mickey Mouse moves in, and then the city ain't cool anymore. You know what I mean?
No.
It's
Pickleball
cool when
court.
it's dangerous and gritty and there's cool stuff and there's like poor people. Poor people are cool. They do
Yeah, poor
creative,
people make
cool
cool
shit.
shit. Yeah. They
Yeah.
keep things cool. You know, you got to keep things sketchy and dangerous. You know what I mean? Because like anything that's just given or handed to you, you never respect as much as something you earned. That's even like when I got into punk and hardcore and stuff, and like going to the CBGB shows in the '80s, dude. Like it was an adventure. It was like an episode of the Warriors. Just getting there to the show, like because you had to get through like these like Puerto Rican gangs on one corner and this and that, fucking, and and it was just wild. You know what I mean? The Lower East Side used to be wild, and now it's like fucking, avant-garde, like fucking $90 million
Yeah.
condos. You know what I mean? Like,
Just saying, I could listen to CBGB stories all fucking day. If you guys
oh,
want
dude.
to go that direction at any point, I could fucking listen to that all day. That's the coolest shit ever.
But I'll link you guys up with my bro Jimmy G from Murphy's Law. He's like original New York hardcore, but he also rides. He used to work for Larry back in the day when Larry was still with Steg over at Psycho Cycles.
Didn't know
Um,
that.
yeah, and he came and hung out with me at the block party this weekend. So shout out to Jimmy and my boy Zach and fucking Ilya. But he's got stories for old New York, for like old New York motorcycle stuff, old New York hardcore, and fucking and CBGBs, and like he's the dude, man. He's been doing it forever.
I'd love to
But he'd
talk
be
to
a good guest for you guys. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I'll link
that'd
you
be
up.
so
He's come on mine. He's always a good time.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Shout out Murphy's
we
Law.
definitely want to have like Dan. I'm not a big hardcore guy, but Dan's kind of bringing me in. I'm still open minded enough. I never grew up like super into like live music and all that shit. But Dan's been bringing me out to this and that, and it's cool. I definitely love. One thing I will say is just like I don't even know if I told you this, Dan, but like the show we went to at the Middle East.
Mike McColgan show.
Yeah.
I saw you guys there. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so similar to like the chopper culture. It's weird, being an outsider like me, like going there and being like, oh, there's a guy in khakis and a tucked in like polo shirt, and then there's this fucking weird freak looking motherfucker, and then there's this other guy looks like he was released from prison 3 days ago, and then there's like a mom and her husband, you know what I mean? Like it's just such a cool, like it brings all these weirdos together for like this thing, and I just thought that really stood out to me. It was like, you go to a fucking you go to a Wu-Tang concert and it's all 40-year-old white guys like me, you know what I mean? Like
now, but when I
Yeah.
first started going to shows, like so I've always gone to all kinds of different street music, like hardcore and hip hop and stuff like that. And I've gone to shows forever, but like I started going to shows in the mid to late '80s, right? But like I saw shit like, remember Gangstar?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right. So I saw Nas open up for when Nas's first record, like not even his whole album was out, just a single. Nas's single came out. He opened up for J. Rue and Nas at the Living Room in Providence. And it was like, I was a grain of salt and a big pepper shaker. And it was definitely way more sketchy times, like going to those shows back then. And, like I always had a lot of friends from all different areas and different backgrounds, and dudes that always surround myself with get down dudes that are ready to roll. So never a problem. But, shows back then, no matter the genre, was sketchy as fuck. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I saw Smith and Wesson go there, and the dudes from the Chad Brown Projects ripped Smith and Wesson off the fucking stage. You know what I mean? Because they were just wiling out because they wanted to perform, and it was just like, okay, like,
Fucking A,
there's
dude.
probably gonna be some gunplay here, but I ain't fucking looking around like, all right, where am I gonna bounce? But But yeah, that's why I love sketchy shit. And like hardcore was sketchy as fuck. And choppers, when I first got into it, was sketchy as fuck. And that's why I keep it sketchy, man, because I love that shit. And I know everyone wants to be all inclusive and this and that and love and fucking blah blah blah. That's fucking shit's gay, dude. Like this shit's hard, you know what I mean? And I'm keeping it fucking hard, you know what I mean? And I'm not exclusive. Like you want to roll with us, more than welcome to, man. Like you see us having a good time, fucking join the party, dude. You know what I mean? But don't come soft with this shit, dude. Like this isn't for everybody. You know what I mean? I'm for chopper exclusivity. You know what I'm saying? Like
Sure.
you want to
We
be
don't
in this, earn your place, and
Yeah.
fuck stay and roll with it, dude. Like I fucking hate tourists, bro. Like in everyone, because they've ruined every scene they've ruined everything I love. I love hardcore. I love old hip hop. I love fucking choppers. And tourists fucking get in. I don't know what this shit ain't even cool. Why you in here? Why you here, dude? Like, you're not gonna be here in a year and a half. What are you doing here? You're taking up time and resources and like scarce parts because you have like unlimited trust fund fucking money and you're buying up all the cool shit, and then you're not even gonna give a fuck about it in a year and a half. Fucking
Bro.
kick rocks, motherfucker, dude. Like,
One of those areas that like really got fucked up was, dude, tattooing. Like, I remember when I first started getting tattooed, dude, and it was biker places, and it was they were mean as fuck, dude, and they were mean to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was cool because you had to be like kind of cool and kind of hard to get a fucking tattoo. And now, dude, I'm like older. I go to get a tattoo, and the fucking guy I'm getting a tattoo from doesn't even have any tattoos.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have any.
Oh, dude.
And he doesn't even want to do the thing that I want.
Yeah. Like, bro, am I in a tattoo shop or a fucking Buddhist temple, bro? What the fuck is going on here, dude? Like,
you're telling me you don't want to do what I want to pay you for? Fuck it. What is going on here?
Yeah. No, when I was young, and shout out to everyone that's worked at Art Freak and stuff. I've been in I don't tattoo, but I've been in the industry around it for a long time. And I also own a tattoo shop. I do laser removal. I don't tattoo. I can't draw. But when I first, it's exactly like you said, man. When I used to go there, you'd go in, they'd look at you, you'd be like, what the fuck you want? You know what I mean? And then you'd sit there for like 4 hours and wait. Because they had to draw it, they had to finish up. It was like walk in. It wasn't like, like, you want a latte while you wait, blah blah blah, and they would just, and you had to earn your shit. And when you showed that like you could roll with it, people like took you in. That's how chopper shops used to be. Like you go to Cape Cod Choppers, some people go, "What the fuck you want, asshole?" When you walk in there, to everybody, like, you know what I mean? And I used to say, I want you to fucking die so I can come in here and deal with someone else. And then he'd start laughing and be like, "Oh, dude," he's like, "How you doing, kid?" But other people would come in and he'd be like, "What the fuck do you want?" And they'd like get all nervous and leave and shit. And I'm like, dude, it's so funny. It's so fucking funny, dude. That's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Like there's an element, like our worlds aren't supposed to be cool and aren't supposed to be mainstream. We were the fucking shitheads, you know what I mean? The misfits, the fucking whatever. Like, like we were the degenerates. We didn't get in, we didn't want to be part of normal society. So it was like a dangerous fucking thing to be in. And I'm keeping it like that. And I make no apologies for it. Like, and yeah, I'm not going to get the fucking sponsorships and fucking commercials that other places are doing that have their own social media teams and fucking check every fucking box on fucking whatever fucking woke shit is going on nowadays. But I don't give a fuck, dude, because I'll die with fucking integrity and fucking and no money, but my integrity intact. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Money is temporary. Shovelheads are forever.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that tirade just came from. I'm tired and cranky.
No, dude, you know what though?
Because
me and Dan talk about this all the time and shit, and I'm like, dude, I got a fucking
that's why I love you
fucking
guys.
loaded, dude. Like that shit pisses me off because it's something I care about, like
exactly.
I don't know. I care about culture,
I wouldn't care. Yeah. I am very protective of the worlds that I'm in because I love them, man. You know what I mean? And that's all. It's coming from a good place.
Yeah,
for sure. It's not a good thing. It's not that we don't want certain types of people to not be here.
No, not at all.
We don't give a fuck who you are or what kind of fucking genitals you put in your mouth or what color you are or whatever. You're either cool or you're not. And if you're not,
you're either about it or you're not. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be cool and not really into this, and I'll still like it. Like, so, it's like one of the things. Like, I just hate like everyone that's like posturing and like, like scene bros and shit. Like, I'm like, bro, fucking just be cool, dude. That's all it is. Like, no one gives a fuck because like this shit ain't cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like, what are you a fucking dummy? You're trying to be cool and like the shit that's not cool. Like, you know, like you're trying hard, dude. Like, you know what I mean? But like that and non-player characters, NPCs, dude, like inconsequential people, just like fucking keep it moving. You guys and Taurus is fucking.
Mhm.
If you don't belong, don't belong. I love that saying. You know what I mean?
For sure. Absolutely.
And you know, whatever.
If you don't know, then
Yeah.
that's
Well, the thing is
probably
like Choppers is great because it'll eventually weed you out because it takes so much time. It's so fucking hard. If you don't have an unlimited bank account, that is. I mean, obviously, rich people can do whatever the fuck they want, but if you are really grinding and doing this shit, dude, you're like, it's blood, sweat, and tears, dude. You know, and it's all your money, all your time, and like I haven't been here for about a minute, dude, and I've seen motherfuckers come and go easy. You know, like it doesn't
Yeah.
take very long before they're like, oh shit, you know
Changing
what?
of the guard
This ain't
is
worth
like,
the clout.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, and at the end of the day, it's like, oh, you got clout in the chop roll. The fuck cares, dude? What the fuck that even means? Like, cool. Like, there's like this like subset of society this big, like 25,000 people across the country, like that. You're like look at you as being a cool guy. Like, cool,
for
dude.
sure.
You ain't doing shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I
There's some
say it about
it's a
myself. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, I'm
yeah,
not. I'm like, it's like cool. Like, fucking whatever. You know what I mean? Like, fucking.
yeah.
Like,
There's something to be said to be a big fish in a small pond, but just remember it's a small pond. And
yeah. And
all
remember
the
that
people
the
inside that
small
pond don't
pond
give a fuck.
filled with fucking piranhas, dude. Yeah, there's a couple fucking idiotic platypus fucking swollen around, but there's still a lot of piranhas and fucking sharks in this world that
Yeah,
will
for
fucking,
sure.
I not as many as there used to be. That's saying, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
you
true.
know, it used to be a little more wild. And obviously too, the world has changed a lot, which has changed, our culture, unavoidably, but like, like you can't get away with as much anymore because you try and handle some shit and there's 4,000 people trying to film it instead of,
Yeah.
you know,
And the other
shutting their
thing
mouth,
is too,
minding
it's
their
like
own fucking business.
especially like if you want to get into this, like because you don't know what you don't know, right? So like if you're trying to get into any of these fucking cultures, you're obviously going to be a fucking idiot when you first start. Like I remember my first tattoo like my first tattoo I was 17. My boy was 18. He went and got a tattoo. Then he handed me his ID. He's like a dark-skinned Sicilian guy. And he just got a tattoo and got ID, and then he gave it to me, and I gave it to the guy, and the guy was just like what the fuck, dude? But he did it
Yeah,
anyways because he knew I wasn't gonna snitch.
yeah, because
You
back
don't
then it
have
was
to be
so
like
wild.
immediately cool. You're not born cool. You have to figure out what the fuck it's about and get in there, dip your toes in. Don't go in there like you own the motherfucking place, though. That's the thing is go in there and be like, learn and respect the culture, and we'll accept you. And there's a lot of people that like listen to our show. They're doing their first job or they entered our show and like they're about the right reasons and shit, but they don't know how to navigate it. And it's like if you're in it for the
and
right reasons
that
and
doesn't
shit,
matter. Yeah.
yeah,
That's what matters. Like if your heart is in this and you're doing it because you actually really love it and it's not just like a fucking fashion accessory, like fuck yeah, dude. I fucking love you. Like like you come around and come anywhere, you know what I mean? Like fucking I'll bring you around, whatever. You know what I mean? Come hang out at the shop, fucking do something, but yeah, if you're just trying to milk it, like there ain't enough here to get milked. You know what I mean? And that's why I get mad. I'm like, you're just taking from dudes that really, like everyone buying up panheads and knuckleheads and fucking whatever. You're keeping it from some kid that really wants one. But there's also something to be said. Like you really want one, fucking work, fucking do the work, put in the time, find it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Job.
John was talking about that last week, like 24/7. Like that motherfucker's on the grind.
I
Like he
know.
really works and hustles for his shit.
But I remember them when they were first starting, they came by my old shop when we were still in New Bedford. And, they were just starting out and they were like, oh, you could tell that, and they were just looking around with like stars in their eyes, like just about the shit we just had hanging around or like, having like machines and stuff to work and stuff. And I was like, I remember like, right. I was like, oh, those dudes are going to do good. You know what I mean? You could tell that they were super like legit into it. Like, and, I love that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like I said, all the shit I was just shit talking. I'm not being negative. It's all from a good place. It's just because I love this shit so much and I want people around that actually are into it. You know what I mean?
For
For the
sure.
right reasons, which I think is what we all been saying. You know, I ain't trying to hammer it. I ain't hammered where I'm not drunk where I'm just saying the same story 5 times. You know what I mean?
Well, we agree. We've touched on that a few times where it's like there has to be some exclusivity.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. We don't mean
Yeah,
that.
and like you said, it's not based on fucking race or gender
Right.
or sexuality or anything. It's like, you know, it's just you can be a shithead and be any one of those combinations of those things. You know what I mean? Like none of that shit really matters. Like you real? Like, all right, cool. I'll rock with you. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yep.
So, yeah, you can't hide
Yeah.
anyways. You're immediately exposed. Everybody knows you're a phony. You know what I mean? Like, if you're in it for the wrong reason, it's like it's so obvious.
I know, but see, this is what gets aggravating to me because there was a while, maybe it's not like that much anymore, where people knew that, but they didn't care, and they still let them fucking hang. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It was like cool because there were so many people that were like that it was just like, oh, all right, cool. Like, you know, like when my boy Big Nick moved out to California and he would like ride to a bike show and it'd only be like 17 miles away, and all these big name builders would be like, "You rode your bike here?" Yeah, bro. It was like, this is like fucking an hour, you know, or whatever it was, you know, 45 minutes away. And like, you know, he was just like, dude, a lot of these motherfuckers are shams, dude. You know what I mean? Like, and I ain't bagging on there's a lot of fucking talent, obviously, in fucking the West Coast. I ain't bagging on the West Coast. I got a lot of motherfuckers I love, like brothers out there. I got a lot of brothers out there. But, you know, like, you know, just all that scene stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you know, but he's like all these, you know, and the people he was talking about aren't even around anymore. But they were like, you know, shooting stars for like a year or two. You know what I mean? And then when it wasn't cruel or profitable, you know, they go on to the next
They
thing.
went fucking found something else to latch onto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we don't really have that up here. I feel like the ones up here that if you ask anybody who's been in the like the Northeast chopper scene, especially New England, they'll give you the same list of like, give me your top 10 or whatever, you know, up and coming builders. But it's all like, it's people that have been doing it for a long fucking time that started as a little guy. And you know what I mean? It's all like, not one of us, not anybody has like really come out as the big guy and then just kind of turned and became only this level. Not that I know of anyways. You know what I mean? Everybody's still
I know one I could say, but
yeah. The ones that I'm aware of anyways, for as long as I've been around it. You know what I mean? Like everybody that I was really looking up to that really got me inspired into this shit from this local area is still doing it for the most part, is still doing it like even bigger and better kind of deal.
Even fucking Kelsey Martin's like fucking 85 or something. He's still building shit, hot rods and choppers out of his garage behind his house in fucking Peabody, Massachusetts. You know, like he's been doing it since the 60s. And like Sandy, the photographer, bro, like that dude's going through cancer and fighting all kinds of shit. He's still out at shit taking pictures, bro.
He's at everything.
He was like Easy Rider staff photographer in the fucking 70s, man. Like he lived the dream, dude. Like, you know, he went and saw everything, you know what I mean? And he's still, that motherfucker is still here. I love that guy, you know what I mean? And he, unassuming, he just goes to his show, pays to get in, you know what I mean? Goes around, you see him taking pictures, bro. Like, you know what I mean? People don't even know that dude's like fucking a legend.
I had no idea who he was until I think Dan, you told me, like, because he's at everything in New England, dude. He's at every fucking show.
Yeah, I saw him kicking around, and I remember the first few years I was coming around, I noticed him, and I think Astro Man might have pointed him out to me. But it was like, yeah, it's a fucking real, actual living legend. And I think I had said something to that effect. I think I had seen him taking a picture of Boot Boy at La Spada, and I was like, oh shit, fucking Sandy took a picture of my fucking bike. But yeah, he's a real deal legend. So fucking cool to have people like him around still.
Yeah. And you know, like he don't need to be doing that, but he loves it, and he's still here. You know, like Kelsey Martin doesn't need to be building bikes anymore. He loves it. He's doing it, and they look like they were built in 1963. You know what I mean? Like they, you know, like the paint, and you can see it and be like, oh, that's a Kelsey bike. You know, yeah. He's such a fucking honorary dude too. Like it's so funny. You know, like me and Packer went to go see him once, and he was just like, meh. And then but like he saw the oil tanks I made, then he liked me, you know what I mean? And he was just like being kind of weird with Packer, and he like was like being wicked cool with me, and he's like, ooh, what the fuck? You know, like because we were gonna have him when we were doing full speed ahead, we wanted to have him out, but you know,
Oh no shit.
but you know, he's one of them dudes, he's crotchety, but after the first like 45 minutes when he fills you out, then he's like cool as fuck. And then he was like pulling stacks of magazines and shit from the archives and showing us shit from like all the 60s and shit. It's so fucking.
That's awesome.
That's why I have that BSA in the front of the building here. That was one of the old shit, I just forget the name, Iron Horseman bikes, and it was in Street Chopper 1971, and it's a BSA that Kelsey at least painted. I don't know how much he built of it, but he painted it for sure. And that was going to go to Japan, so I bought that so that it would stay here, stay in New England.
Fuck.
You know what I mean? You guys saw it like when you were here, but
It's awesome.
Kelsey built like my favorite chopper ever. It was called the Mind Blower. And that bike is in a museum in New Zealand. So I will probably, unless I come upon, you know, heavy duty money, I will never have that bike. You know what I mean? So I was like, I could at least have this one. You know what I mean?
Is it what kind of bike is it?
It's a BSA.
BSA. I'm gonna pull it up. Is it this
The
long
Mind
boy?
Bender? Oh, the Mind Bender, the Mind Blower. Yo, no, that's a Triumph. Yeah, it's a Triumph. Yeah, it's got like a long front end, like with like a T bar, but not like a dual T bar, like just like a single.
Okay.
Can you see it? Have you seen? I'll send you a picture of it. You can use it in
Yeah,
the.
I'm trying to Google it. I can't. I was gonna share
Yeah,
a
we'll
picture.
tap it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. And I think it was fucking Sandy that photographed it for the magazine back in the day. You know what I mean? Because
So
they used to
cool.
work together. Because Kelsey was the dude out here. Him and Don Hutchinson were, and shout out to those legends. And Don Hutchinson's still doing it, man. He's still got his shop in Wakefield, Mass. Again, been doing it since the '60s. He's an Iron Horseman, and yeah, man, he's still got some of his old bikes there, and is still doing it to this day, man.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you mentioned sending bikes to Japan. We got to save some of these bikes. I felt my last shovel head went to Japan.
Yeah,
and immediately regretted it because I was like, oh fuck, I'll never be able to get that back.
no. It's bittersweet, right? Because sometimes you want to be able to get it back, but also you don't want to see it again if you don't get it back.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
unless you go to Moon Eyes, you probably won't see it again. You know,
I definitely should have taken all the cool stuff off it because I'm pretty sure they just wanted like the drivetrain and like
Yeah.
I should have just gave them like some stock pegs and stuff. You know, I would have done that one different.
Yeah. Usually like the Japanese dudes were more like trying to buy bikes off the West Coast because it's cheaper and quicker to get out there. But you sent your bike all the way over there?
Yeah, I went through someone that has a connection to someone that does that.
Oh, okay.
That has like a export business.
Yeah, I
But
gotcha.
it paid better than marketplace, that's for sure.
Oh, so you weren't getting people trying to trade you a fucking Honda Civic with 3 different colored doors and a fucking Ski-Doo for your bike?
Bro, marketplace is a fucking that
Trash
is like
thing.
the lowest form of human evolution, dude. Shit,
The
like,
best. Yeah.
oh, dude, just the shit that people come up like if you don't explicitly say, even if you do, but if you're like no trades,
It doesn't
like
matter.
people will trade you. They're like, I got an El Toro lawn tractor. It's like what?
Yeah. I got
What
a
the
hamster
fuck?
cage, an El Toro a lawn tractor, and a
Yeah.
fucking
And
and a scuba
$300 on
mask.
top of
Yeah,
that.
and a
It's like,
scuba mask.
what?
Yeah. It's like,
You
what?
want a fucking some peanut butter crackers and a box of envelopes? You know, it's like
Yeah. It's
no.
like you put a pan head up and someone, that's the thing. You put something up and you put it reasonably priced, and people their first offer is like half.
Mhm.
You put something up for $7,000, and they're like, "I'll give you $2,500 right now," and I'm like, "I'm sure you would." Like,
I take that deal
the
too.
land of make believe, that'd be a great fucking, that's a great score. Half the time, I feel like saying, "Come here with the money." If it wasn't my shop, I'd be like, "All right, meet me," and I just fucking murk motherfuckers, dude. Like, roll it, dude. Like this is fucking marketplace tax, bro, for you being such a fucking shitball.
Yeah. I don't need to hear everybody's fucking opinion on why you think the bike is priced too high or fucking whatever, dude. If you're not interested, then fuck off.
See, I've never gotten that. I've only gotten just people like their first thing out of their mouth, like, "Would you take 3 grand?" I'm like, I don't even write back anymore. I'm just like, or I just write no. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, you're obviously not serious. You know what I mean? Um, because that's the other thing. Like, I never would do that shit. Like, if someone has something, I show up. I'll be like, when can I come check it out? I'll have cash in my pocket and I'll be in the range. Like, these people make unreasonable offers. Like, what are you just fucking hail marrying it? Like, you know what I mean? That's that.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm never putting anything out like for wild prices. I always put stuff at like market or a little bit below just to get rid of it. If I'm
Man, I
always,
am a sucker for those trades though. Like sometimes they're pretty sweet trades. Like they'll
yeah,
be
I mean,
like,
I'll
I'll give
listen.
you like
You know what I mean?
7 guns, and I'm like, I kind of need the cash, but I kind of want 7 guns, you
Yeah,
know?
I'll take the helicopter. Yeah, like
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a
I'm
little
like, I desperately
a
need
one
cash,
man
but I also love
submarine.
to trade for other
I
cool
will take.
shit.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'll entertain them, but I've never done any of the trades unless it's something like you really need. I never get New Bedford area. You don't get cool trades. You get fucking a Prius or something.
With a
Yeah.
fucking meth lab in the back of it.
Oh, you get like you get like I had a Panhead motor up and someone's like wants to trade their fucking Sportster for it. I'm like, yeah, no, dude, I'm set. Oh, and this is going back to Indian Larry. One critique, if I may, of the world nowadays. Right in front of my booth, this dude had this fucking beautiful, like stainless fucking shovel head chopper, twin carbs, like all kinds of like really good fabrication and a beautiful chop. 2 bikes down was a fucking Dyna that had like gold forks, and the bike was clean, very clean. It had nice shocks on it, gold forks, and like some kind of fucking, I don't know if it was Bung King or one of those fucking crash bar things. And then 2 bikes over from that was a 2003 Sportster that the dude had one of those rev things, so it did the sound everyone likes, the da 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 da.
Mhm.
And there was more people enamored with those 2 bikes than these like 4 awesome fucking choppers that were right next to it. And I'm like, the fuck is wrong with the world today? And I was like, stunt people. You know what I mean? And everyone's, and I like that shit. I like stunt bikes and all that stuff. But I'm like, I mean, literally, I was like, bro, you're not looking at that bike right there? Like,
Mm.
you're pointing out things on this fucking stock ass Dyna that's got a nice paint job and a fucking gold forks. Like, bro, you can go buy those forks for like $100. Like, fucking
Yeah.
cool. You know what I mean?
Like where
It was just
doesn't if you
it
got
was a
even a
very
stock
weird
ass
thing.
panhead, dude, just to look at that shit is like,
I
what?
love it.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I don't even want yeah, I'm just kidding when I say this. Of course, I want all the panheads, but I want nothing more than like a good barn fucking panhead. Right? You know what I mean? Like unmolested since like the '60s. You know what I mean? When people just took some shit off and cut the fender or split the fender. Just you know original as it gets. You know what I mean? Like not a restoration, not like complete like beautiful. Whatever, everything original, but like someone put it away in like 1968 and it stayed, or like in the early '70s and it just stayed in the back of the barn. I want one of those so bad. I know there's still some out there, but harder to get. And then you got fucking the easy code dudes fucking scouring the internet every day. They're gonna beat me to it because I don't have time to do it.
There's a lot of those. The Facebook Marketplace autism team fucking out there.
No,
All the
I
choppers.
I gotta make a friend with like a computer guy that can just write like an algorithm to like search everywhere and just be like, I wake up in the morning, I have my daily report of like 10 places I gotta call. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You daily
sounds
print
like
out.
in the morning. All
Have your
right, there's
coffee,
one in
like,
Iowa. Let me call this motherfucker, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, John's crazy with it though because he's got the gift of gab. I wouldn't do that.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't go up to a motherfucker at a gas station and be like, "What are you working with?" Like you got a
yeah,
Harley T-shirt on, type of shit. I can't do that. I can do marketplace, the
yeah.
anonymity, and be like, but and hopefully you get some deals, and deals are out there.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
picked up that Jenny Shovel dude for less than I ever thought I was going to get that for. You know what I mean? Like I
Nice.
could turn around and flip that thing for quadruple what I got it for. And like they're out there. You just have to you have to be willing to just pounce on it and be like, don't fuck with the price type of shit. Just be like, I'm coming to pick it up. Coming to pick it up. Cause they don't want to hear all that shit.
Nope.
For sure.
What's one that you missed? Everyone has one that they missed. You got one?
I got my big one. I did. My panhead. I couldn't take.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
I ended up getting that one. I can't think of anything that I necessarily missed.
You don't got one that you missed, Rhino? That you missed out on, just like by not pouncing.
I've had so many bikes. I've made so many mistakes too. I bought so many bikes and then immediately been like, "Why did I buy this piece of shit?"
Yeah.
I have lots of regret. I'm trying to think because I'm so fucking impulsive that I will buy the fucking thing. I don't think I've missed any because I just buy them. I just make it fucking so. That
That's
gen
usually
that 69 dude that I picked up, I was like, "Yo, Dan, you should buy this." He's like, "I don't have any money," and I was like, "I don't either, but let's figure it out."
Yeah.
I
No,
went and fucking picked it up because I was like, "I'm gonna regret this if I don't."
you never ever pass up a generator shovel that you can find at a good price. So because
Yeah,
they
I
only made
wouldn't.
3 years.
I couldn't forgive myself if I did. You know,
yeah.
in no way, shape,
immediately-
or form could I afford this. You know,
Yeah, I immediately
made
hit
it work.
up, and yeah, for sure, it was one of us was coming away with that fucking bike. Period.
It was a whole bike.
yeah, it was like rebuilt. It has STD cases, and it came with like a Paco frame with like a gold chrome swing arm, which I did sold this week.
Chrome
Finally.
round arm,
And a panhead swing arm.
and
Yeah.
it's that's an OG panhead transmission too, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, it has the ratchet top. So I got all the pieces. I just need some wheels and I got a roller. So hopefully swap meet gods shine upon me this weekend at Keene, and I'll have a roller. I'm gonna start building the fuck out of that.
Yeah. Remind me of Keen. Yeah, fuck yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I forgot Keen was this fucking weekend.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I need to. It looks like it's gonna be like nice too. So I'm
Yeah.
setting up. Me and Danny are gonna be there. We're gonna be setting up to vend, and I'm gonna be there early, hopping in people's pickup trucks, digging for fucking chopper gold, dude.
Yeah,
Dude, it's the best. It's so annoying, but I also understand it. Like when you're setting up at a swap meet and you're showing up, and everyone just it looks like Night of the Living Dead. Like all the dudes just start like moseying over, like bro, just let me fucking park the truck
Yeah.
first, dude. The fuck?
Yeah, they'll crawl right in the back, dude. There's dudes that,
Yeah.
dude. I was like pulling in, and as soon as that fucking gear was in P, they're in the bed of the truck. And
Yeah.
but you know what's cool is those fucking guys. They don't fuck around. They're like, I want that, and that, because they're set up too. And you're like, all right, well, I just paid my fucking vendor fee, before the shit even opened.
It's cool as long as they're. I don't know. Something I get annoyed with is if like, and I try like, because when you first get there, it's just other vendors and shit, right? For the most parts, or like builders or whatever. So the general public hasn't filtered in yet. So I'll give more. I'll try and give dudes deals. But like, don't go put that at your booth and fucking sell it for more. That's a fucking shithead, ratchet ass fucking move. Like, because then I might pull that shit back and be like, no, dude, like I sold it to you because I thought you needed it for you or your bike, not to fucking not for fucking resell. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
there's nothing I love better than like hooking a motherfucker up like with a good deal on something he's going to use. But if you're just going to resell, because there's a lot of those dudes that they go to all the chops, all the swaps, and they do it as a business,
Yeah.
I mean, a man got to make his nickel too. But
I know, but don't you ain't making it off me, motherfucker. Like I'm trying to do you a solid, you know what I mean? But
yeah. I'm
So-
gonna be prowling though, dude. I'm gonna be setting up, and I need some shit, dude. And this is a long, hard. Actually, the Farmer's Almanac says this is gonna be a bitch ass winter, so we don't have to worry about much. But I still got.
good.
I want this shit. I need some shit right now, like to start building. I took the fucking Sportsters off the lift immediately. The shovel head went up there, and I've been grinding on that frame for fucking days. I wanted to bring this up too, guy. I'm never doing this again. I said this last time. Buy a frame, dude, because all the grinding and welding you have to do on these old frames is not fucking worth it.
Buy a frame from a reputable source, a good frame maker. Cool. Buy a V-twin, and you're gonna do just as much fucking work to make it.
You're gonna be doing the same amount of work.
You're gonna be doing the same amount of. Now it might be a little cleaner because you're not having to get all the grime off it. You know what I mean? But you just the Cosmoline or whatever the fucking pack it in. But yeah, you're gonna be doing just as twisted as an old one from the '60s that's been on the road for fucking whatever. You know what I mean? In 3 accidents. I got no problem saying that, man. I bought a fucking we bought a primary for a flathead, for a 41 flathead we were doing a build on, and fucking in a primary. And, that thing was so fucked up. We had to do, like, it was like, I can't remember, it was 3 or 4 machining operations on it just to make it functional. It was so fucking off. And I'm like, "Bro, I have a machine shop here." Well, not a machine shop. I don't have, like, a machine shop. I got a Bridgeport and a lathe, and I got a guy down the road that's, like, a old school machinist that's, like, heavy hitter old school machinist. Like, he's the dude that people send their fucking, Indian 4s to, like, manufacture repot parts for because you can't get them or whatever. But, yeah, dude, it was like, yo, what if you sold this to some dude that was trying to build this bike in his garage, you know what I mean? Or his house or whatever. That dude's fucked because it's unusable. Like, and I hit him up and I'm like, bro, did you just have a bad batch of these, like bad casting or something? Or like, what the fuck's going on? And they didn't even reply. So I was like, I gave you like a few days, then I put it out. I put it up on our Instagram, showing all the machining that had to go down to make this fucking part that, just cost $300 to make it work. You know what I mean? And it's like, fuck that shit. So,
Sure.
They're a necessary evil because they're the only ones that have stuff for certain things that you might need, unless you can find a stock or, a replacement, but, in a pinch, but yeah, fuck that noise too, because you're just fucking people over, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
home
true.
wheel, but, but yeah, what do you need? You need,
I need
are
wheels
you
right
giving up on
now.
that frame? What's that?
Yeah, I need I need wheels. I want to do. I'm looking for. I think it's what the fuck is it? 18-inch like iron head rim that I'm gonna lace on a shovel head
High
spoke
quarter.
hub, and then I think I'm doing 21 front, and then I'm looking for. I'd like to do a Springer, so if I can find a nice, old Springer, I'll fuck with that. And
Like a
if not,
long
I have a
one or a
wide
short
glide.
one? How long are you looking on the Springer? Trying to build a long bike? Or
I think I'm gonna do a long butt. I'm gonna rake it. I've never raked a neck before. I think I'm gonna do it because I windowed the neck and I was like, I've been grinding on that shit with a carbide
Oh,
bit
was
forever.
that
And I was
yours?
like,
Did you just post a picture of that? That
yeah,
was yours? Yeah, I saw that. It looked good.
yeah. But cleaning that window out, I'm like, maybe fuck this. I'm just gonna cut that bottom little fucking shit out and clean it up real quick and then rake it out. I don't know. I have a
You
the
how you gonna do it? Like, you just gonna cut up and
I was just gonna cut it and then like take a broomstick and stick it in the neck and just like
you know what the other way to do it is? If you wait till you have your front end and your wheel that you're gonna use,
Mm.
and you put that on, you make the cut, and you just push the bike down to where you where you want it, and then measure the trail and everything and make sure
Oh,
it's good. That's the way we've done it, you know what I mean? And then you have your setup on it, so it's perfect for that setup.
That's actually
Yeah.
great because then it keeps it in line too. It's not gonna tweak it like side to side because it's in the that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Fucking A.
You
that's a
will.
no kid. Yeah, yeah.
Just
We
kidding.
got some hot tips coming in, bud.
Some hot tips, some tech times,
Yeah.
yeah. But nah, yeah, I haven't done one. We did that 18-inch rear wheel on the Yeti's tank, that long shovel head we built a couple years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's nice. It's a nice look. It's a good look.
Yeah, and well,
You don't
I ended
understand. It
up
was like a knucklehead wheel, like spoked to a fucking, a more modern hub, and it was nice.
yeah, the frame I ended up getting was I needed paperwork because it's a 69. It didn't come with any paperwork, no numbers or anything, and I don't want to like jump through hoops. So I got one off of Alex, Trad Dad tattooer, and it has a
Oh,
Voodoo
that dude rules.
Vintage.
I got my 69 paperwork from him as well.
No
Oh, yeah.
shit, yeah,
Yeah, he's a
dude,
good
he's
dude.
the man.
Awesome
Um,
dude.
but it has a Voodoo Vintage hardtail on it, which is a
Okay.
3-inch stretch and like a 2 3/4 inch drop or something like that. So it's mad long, dude. I actually had it on my last shovel head. So I want
They
like an
make good
18
stuff.
inch to like take up that space. And then also if I rake it and do like an extended front end, it'll just be like super long. But yeah, fucking with paperwork and shit. I was just like, I don't want to do that. Now I have a title, like a main title and all that shit. It's just super easy in New
Yeah.
Hampshire. Bill of
Yeah,
sale,
yeah.
title.
Yep.
Easy shit.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, it's a registration, right, in Maine because they don't title the old shit.
Yeah, I think it's the registration and bill of
Yeah.
sale.
Yeah.
And then all you need
Yeah.
here, that's all you need in New Hampshire.
That's all you
Massachusetts.
need anywhere because
Oh,
Maine,
yeah?
on states where they don't title old bikes, the registration works in lieu of a title. So
What
it'll
do they
work
do?
country
Do they title old bikes in Mass? Oh, they do, okay.
because they wanna get you for the title fee, you know, it's just
Yeah.
it's a money thing, it's a money.
Yeah. Is it hard to get a title in Mass for, like,
Fuck
these
yeah.
older
I
bikes?
mean, yeah, yeah, you don't wanna do that. It's impossible to do unless you have like, if you already have a Harley title, you can keep that going. But if you wanted to get a title, it would get blue tagged. Like if you put a bike together and you have to show receipts for like you got to go to this, got to go to the state police and they look at everything and they want to see receipts for every fucking thing you bought and this and that. And
No shit.
then it's a blue tag, and then trying to get it insured isn't as good. You know what I mean? It's way better if you got a hookup that can get you a title that says Harley Davidson. It's a way easier to
Do you have
register
to
and
fuck
insure.
with any of that shit with, like, the builds that you guys do at the shop? Like, are people I mean, people might be concerned about, like, wherever they're from getting this shit legal. Do you go through like, do you do title services or anything like that for people? Or you're just like, you build it and then it's up to them?
No. So there's like two ways to go about. Usually, what I try and do is find something titled to start with. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
whatever. You know what I mean? Like if building a shovel head, try and buy a shovel head that already has a title, and then like build it up, and then here's your title, bro. It's good to go. Um, or use a service to get a title. Like, or if someone's gonna like, it's always just in Massachusetts because of this stuff. It's easier to start with a title. If not, you just got to go to one of the services like Dude and Homeboy and get one. But like there was one time we built a bike that was more of a modern chopper. I mean, it was Evo, you know what I mean? But it was like a SNS Evo. Um, and the dude had a bike that he had bought that he was pulling the motor out of, like one of those like fucking, big wheel bikes that had like 2004 called and wants their bike back, you know what I mean? That thing. And but it had a big motor in it, and I was like, save the title. Oh no, I'm gonna sell it with the frame. I'm like, save the fucking title, just save it, save it, save it, because we were gonna build him a chopper with that drivetrain. That's all we were keeping was the motor and the transmission. And at the end of the build, he was like, "Oh," and then, we had to blue tag it and all that, and then he couldn't get it insured and it's like it was a very high end build, like not very high end for us. It was, it was like a 20 something $1,000 build, you know what I mean? But it was just like it wasn't like a $3,000 build, you know what I mean? So it was just like and he needed it insured and it was just like people were like, you know, we got it made as a chopperhead bike and the fucking insurers were like, we don't know who the fuck chopperhead is. It's you know what I mean? It was insured as a special construct it was built as a special construction. I'm
Mhm.
like, see, I'm not the I told you so guy. Told you to save that title. Your life would have been a million times easier.
Yeah.
You're gonna have somebody build a bike for you. You should probably fucking listen to them also. Just
Yeah.
word of
They
advice.
know what they're
Well, it was
talking
like he
about.
was hooking his friend up with the frame and like he wanted to make it easier and give the kid the title. And I'm like, you're shooting yourself in the foot, dude, on this. Nah, we'll work it out.
Yeah.
You'll work it out. Like, I'll get a blue tag for you, but I'm not an insurance company. I can't insure it for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, usually like we have friends that can help us with paperwork, or you can scour the internet and find some paperwork. You know what I mean?
So you Chophead's been around for 25 years. So you went through that like early aught like big wheel bagger boom. Did you guys ever build a big wheel bagger or a big wheel chopper? Like
One.
you did.
Uh, a friend of our, a friend of my old business partner, like won the lottery in the height of that boom and wanted it,
How much
wanted a
did he
big
win?
he won a lot of money, and we built him a big wheel bike, and we literally called it the gigantic eyesore because did it like under such protest, like we didn't want to do it. Yeah, we called it the gigantic eyesore. That was the name of the bike in the magazines and everything. We did it our way, and it was as cool as it could have been. You know what I mean? But it was fun. But I will tell you this: having lived through the 2000s, the early 2000s, with all those TV shows and all those bikes, when people were building $65,000 fucking 250,
That's an insane amount of
rear
money,
tire
dude.
bikes, and we were trying to keep it real. All I was doing was keeping it real stupid because I wish I was building those fucking bikes and fucking keeping. Dude, I was talking to this dude I know that had a shop back then. He's like, bro, we were losing money. I was losing money on bikes? He's like, no, literally, like I lost $5,000. I couldn't even keep track of the fucking cash anymore. And I was just like, and back then we were building mostly Triumphs, you know what I mean? Like for the most part, and I was just like, fuck, I would have gone back. If I could go back now, I would have built all the big wheel West Coast chopper, Billy Lane, fucking, 250 rear tire bikes and just stacked the money and bought fucking knuckleheads and panheads because you could get them cheap back then. And I would have stacked all that and bought all those bikes. And, even like fucking running flatheads you could buy for like 2,500 fucking bucks in 2003.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
knuckleheads
because they
were
just
like,
throw in like a fucking
8 grand, 9
brandy new
grand.
RevTech engine or whatever.
Yeah,
into,
people wanted the fucking SNS Sidewinder motor fucking with the 300 rear tire. And yeah, man, I would have built a bunch of those bikes under a different name and a different shop name and just sold them all and
Eyesore
kept the money.
Cycles.
Yes, gigantic eyesore cycles, and then and yeah. So yeah, we built one for a friend, and it was interesting. And I think we actually had Killer Chopper in New Hampshire. He was in Henniker. That was the name of the shop, Killer Chopper. He was building wide tire bikes. He was a really good dude. Josh was his name. Josh Ford, I believe. He was in hot rods and stuff, but he was capitalizing off of that, and he was building, the big wide tire choppers. He was building them cool though, like as cool as they could be. It wasn't like dumb like the fucking Iron Horse or fucking Big Bear or any of that crap. He was building them nice and by hand and stuff. And yeah, I think we actually had him make the frame for us. And yeah, man, yeah, that was the one. That was the one. And it wasn't 65 grand. It was like 25 grand or something. You know what I mean? And it was like, it wasn't like we didn't make any more on it than we would a regular bike. It was just all the shit was like, SNS motors.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I was like, we're not putting RevTech shit in it. It's got to be like SNS and like Baker and, good stuff.
Yep. No shit.
But yeah, that was the one. I got to find a picture of that somewhere. I'll send it to you if I can find it. We built so many bikes. Like I don't even like. Some of them are like, I lose track of everything, and like every now and then someone will be like, "Oh, you remember this bike?" And I'm like, "Kinda, yeah." You know what I mean? Fucking,
Yeah.
we probably, even back in the day, we probably built over 100 bikes. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So,
well,
yeah,
you asked us what our white whale that got away. What's yours that got away?
it's not a chopper. It's a Norvin. Do you know what a Norvin is?
Norvin?
Yeah, it's a you've heard of like a Norton motorcycle, right? The old
Mhm.
British Nortons. They used to make in the 60s they would do cafe races, and they would do this one called a Triton where they used a Norton frame with a Triumph frame motor and stuff.
Okay.
And old 60s like original cafe racer shit's worth a lot of money too. But a Norvin is a Norton featherbed frame with a Vincent motor in it, which is Vincent is like 100,000 bike or whatever, as it's the knucklehead of British bikes,
Yeah,
even
some
more.
Meekum shit.
Yeah, Mika, yeah, some highfalutin shit. This kid calls me and he's like, well, a dude I know, a friend of his calls me and is like, "Hey, do you know what a Norvin is?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Do you want to buy one?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "How much?" He goes, "I think the dude wants like 7 grand for it or something." And I'm like, "Absolutely, I will take it." I was like, I didn't have 7 grand, but I was like, "I will figure it out and I will have the money." He goes, "Well, he's going on a cruise tomorrow and he's back in a week." And I was like, "Tell him the minute he gets back, I will fucking take it." So he gets on the cruise. It was his father's bike. So his father had built it in the 60s, put it away, when he stopped riding in the early 70s, and it's like a time capsule. It was a cafe racer from like 1960, whatever. still ran, you know what I mean? You know, Vincent motor and a Norton frame. And so I had big grand ideas of like, I'm gonna because at that time, you know, the British people are fickle as fuck, like the British motorcyclists, and they at the time they hated choppers. Hate, like the British purist riders. They don't. Some of them don't even like cafe racers. Some of them will tolerate cafe racers, don't like choppers. Blah blah blah. But Vincent's are its own like elite. You know what I mean? Elite thing. So I was gonna pull that uh, Vincent motor out and build a chopper out of it and do Chophead home of the Vincent Chopper shirts just to piss them all off, right? You know what I mean? Because at that time we were bringing Triumphs and shit to British. Some of the guys were cool, so some of them fucking put their nose up, but it was just going to be a big fuck you bike. But I was going to keep that cafe chassis as it was because you know I like cafe races and shit too. Like you know I like all kinds of motorcycles, but it's it's a piece of fucking history. You know, it's like it's like a historical bike. So the guys on the cruise gets to talking to someone else, ended up selling it for like 35, 40 grand. You know what I mean? I was like, I should have been, fuck you, I'll be there tonight. Let me get it before he leaves. You know what I mean? But I was like, he's going on a cruise. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
He came back and I was like, yo, when can I come get it? I scratched up the money, fucking, you know, did everything I needed, did every dirt I had to do to get that fucking money. And then fucking, he's like, oh, bro, he sold it for like 40 grand while he was on the boat. Because he was talking about it to people. I was like, oh, he should have shut his fucking mouth, told him it was already gone.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm selling to this kid for fucking $7 grand. And the guy was like,
moral
no,
of
you're
the
not.
story is, moral of the story is if you get that fucking, if you get that, because you know, the chances of finding another one of those, you know, knuckleheads you'll find. Harley made fucking 100 and something thousand of them. There's plenty of them out there still. You know, I know most of them fucking blew up and got fucking scrapped and fucking whatever, but there's plenty. There's not a lot of Vincents and there's not a lot of Normans, you know, like that's going to be a way
over here. Yeah.
more, but anyway, that was the one that was one. I was like, motherfucker, I should have just fucking like been more persistent and like, no, let me come by today and pick it up, you know.
Hindsight's 2020 though. I would have done the same thing. Like, oh, you're going on a cruise, no big whoop. I don't have the $7 grand anyways.
So this has happened to me twice, but once was with a bike. There was a guy that was selling land in Maine. He had like 45 acres. And he was going to sell it to me for 13 grand. I'm like, yes. He's like, all right, I'm going to go up there this weekend and take pictures so I can show you. And I'm like, all right, perfect. And while he's up there, he's taking pictures. And I guess a realtor just happened to drive by. She's like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, taking pictures of my land. Cause he was getting a divorce and he needed it to go, it needed to be a cash deal and it needed to be gone. You know what I mean? Cause he wanted it done before, you know, lawyers started trying to track assets and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I was like, bro, I will do it. I was going to sell. I had a Plymouth Duster, a 73 Plymouth Duster. I was like, all right, I'll sell this fucking thing. Cause like that land would be fucking rad as fuck. 45 acres for 13 fucking grand, like with stream on it and everything, all kinds of shit. And, so same thing. He came back. He's like, well, this realtor is taking on the property and I'll still sell it to you, but I got to get like 35. And I'm like, still a deal. But I was like, it was beyond my means at the time. You know what I mean? And you know, at that time too, now I've done more property deals, like buying the shop here and buying my house and buying the bar. And like, I kind of know how property works, but I didn't know, man, if I just would have got a mortgage on that, like 45 grand, that's like a truck. You know what I mean? That's like fucking a couple $100 a month. You know what I mean? I should have.
Where in Maine was it?
It was like midway. It wasn't it wasn't like true north.
Remote Maine.
It was woods. Yeah. Like he's like, oh yeah. He goes, you know, I'll give you the number of all the forest companies because they'll build your road, and the logging companies they'll just take the logs and build your road. He's like, I already got it worked out with them for what I was going to do. They'll make you clearings wherever you want it and shit. And damn it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was looking at a piece of 100 acres in Maine. It had a missile silo on it.
What happened?
Yeah, like an abandoned missile silo from like Cold
I
War,
want one
dude.
of those so bad. Yeah, I want one of those so bad.
I'd move into the bunker, bro. I'd move right into that motherfucker, dude.
I saw there was one in Texas I was sending around to people being like, all right, who's going to go in on this? Like fucking.
Let's make a compound, dude. Who wants to start a cult?
It's like 120 grand or something. And it's like, you know, all in the ground. But what happened? You missed it? Or is it still up there?
I don't have any money, yeah.
I don't have any money.
I'd have to literally just like move me and my kids like to the forest and live in a missile silo.
How much were they
Become
asking
feral.
Yeah. What
No
were they
more
asking?
school kids. We're eating squirrels.
Yeah.
Dude,
What were they asking for it, Rhino?
I think it was 50,000.
That's nothing, dude.
Yeah. It's way the
Go-
fuck. It's way the fuck up in Maine though. It's like
north.
8. It's like 10
Canada.
hours from here.
It's in Canada, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. It's way up there. There's not a major highway that goes, but that's exactly what you want. You want a missile silo in the middle of the forest in 100 acres with a bunch of booby traps.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Someday, retirement plan. But yeah, the other thing we wanted to talk about is I can't remember if we started talking about it after we started recording or before we started recording, but we have a looming deadline coming for the Idle Hands show. And as one of our celebrity judges, everybody wants to know, like, what are you looking for at this point? Because a lot of people are mid-build. They don't have, like, obviously nobody should have a riding bike at this point, right? Because you have until July 2026. So what are some of the things that you're looking at this stage?
So, in all honesty, I will be probably the more lenient guy about this because, like, when we did our Born Free build, right? And I get it, right? Because Grant and them wanted content and they wanted to see updates and blah blah blah. But when we were Born Free builders, we still were operating our shop and working and like had to finish customer shit. So we got a later jump on it, but I'm like, bro, we built so many bikes. We're gonna have a bike done before the show. You know what I mean? And we did. So at this point, if someone doesn't have everything, mapped out or planned out, like as long as they have a vision for the bike and they can articulate what that vision is and they have a plan for the bike, I'm not as concerned right now how far along they are. You know what I mean? If they've made an effort to start collecting parts and have a vision for what they want to do and they lay it out somehow for us, like even what we were talking about earlier, if they draw something out or write out a plan or like this is what I'm intending to do, um, and they've shown that they've at least started gathering parts. That's the main thing. Now, if they've already started doing some fabrication and whatnot, that's what I'm gonna look at, you know what I mean? For the most part, like, anyone can bolt together or fucking put a front end on and put tires on a front end and put the front end on a bike and this and that. But, I'm hoping that people are getting creative in building a show bike for a show, you know what I mean? Not just building a general ass rider, you know what I mean? So I hope people, and I would look at people who are talking about going beyond their normal limits or like kind of pushing themselves to do stuff or at least try stuff. Like even if they fail at it, if they're trying some shit that they've never done before, and pushing themselves to go beyond what they normally would do, that's the type of stuff I would look at right now is like intent and stuff like that. Anyone can put a kit bike together, and that's not what I want to see, and I'm sure that's not what you guys want to see. And some of those bikes are awesome, like you know what I mean, like just a general ass Evo chopper, fucking cool as fuck, compared to like a street glide, you know what I mean? But this is a show, man, so people got to put effort and time into it, and and come through. But it's still the early stages. So as long as they're showing like a vision and they're planning to test themselves and push themselves and get creative and do some rad shit, like that's what I'd want to see right now. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense.
Oh, totally. For sure.
That's exactly what we want to see is pushing yourself and doing things like, because I'm an old ornery man, I consider myself. And when I see people that are just like, yep, built a bike and it's fucking perfect, but all they did, like maybe you're a gifted fabricator or maybe you're a gifted painter or but like to accumulate the skills to build an entire chopper, you need to be good at all of that stuff, And it's really about building bikes. Like that's what inspires me is people like doing it themselves, and like in what I aspire to when I build my bikes, I don't fucking care if people like them or whatever. I'm building them for myself, and I'm trying to do something new every time, and like that's what I want to see too, is like challenge yourself, try upholstery, try paint, try buy a welder. If you don't have a fucking welder, dude, like how are you building bikes? Like I don't understand how you can do anything. I don't understand how you can build a chopper without a welder.
You can't even mount a fucking fender without it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dumb shit you can't do. Unless you bought a frame that already is the fabrication is pre-done, and then you're not building a bike. You know what I mean?
Right. You're assembling it. It's like
Assembling a bike.
Legos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I love about choppers is the individuality aspect where you're like, you make the fucking bike fit your body. You know what I mean? You're not building it to sell it. You're not building it like all this stuff about it is about you, and like in the end goal, riding it. Cause yeah, building bikes is fun. And I would say it's on par with riding a bike, but riding a fucking chopper is like as good as building it. And building it and then riding it is those two things combined. There's nothing better, But yeah, that's the I think that's where
a couple things.
Yeah, sure, sex is cool, but have you ever ridden a chopper?
Well, did you say on a chopper that you're riding, bro? Like fucking go out hero status, fucking, you know what I mean? Get welcomed into the wall,
Go out
into
like
the
Jack
halls of
Teller, dude.
Valhalla.
Larry, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, R.I.P. Jax.
Yeah, no. So I think like I saw some of the Easy Co interview. I didn't see it all, so I don't know what they were saying, what they were looking for. But I think at this point, as long as someone's making an effort and making a plan and trying not to just do something easy and quick, like really trying to be like take it like, hey, this is a bike chopper show, like chopper competition, like don't just do some fucking. And when I say ordinary shit, ordinary chopper shit is still fucking cool. Like, you know what I mean? But this isn't, you're not just building a bike to ride around. You're building a bike because you join. No one put a gun to your head and said, you got to join this show. Like,
Exactly.
so if you're going to step the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like you threw your hat in the ring. Like no one did that for you. Like, you know what I mean? So like,
well, especially if you want to win. That's the thing too, is everybody that's building a bike for the show is in the show. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're already done and you just bolted it together. You're in the show. But if you want to win the purse, if you want to be in the A side, you want to be in the fucking Devil's Dozen, then you have to really step it up and go above and beyond. You know what I mean? Like really stretch your. Some people, and here's the thing too, is like,
that's like you said. Do you want to stand on the podium or do you want to get a participation trophy? Because you don't want one of the participation trophies, bro.
I'm gonna buy 150 karate trophies.
Yeah,
that's gonna be the participation trophy.
Yeah, you want to be in the Special Olympics, bro, or do you want to be in the fucking? You want to be elite?
You want to be in the real Olympics? Yeah, but then the thing is the whole spirit of the show is, dude, the fucking prize is you get to build a chopper and ride it. You know what I mean? And I want to see every motherfucker win doing that.
And be stoked and make an effort. That's it. You know what I mean? Like you're doing something rad. You know what I mean? Like obviously there's going to be shit that you get pissed off about. There's going to be frustrating times. There's going to be times where you just feel like lighting the whole thing on fucking fire and walking away. That's part of the process. But you know what I mean? Like be amped about it, bro. Don't just be there to take up space. You know what I mean? Like show some enthusiasm for what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like I want to hear the story. You know what I mean? Like why are you building this? Like why did you enter me? You know, what are you doing this for? You know what I mean? And,
put that in the update. Like when you submit,
that's what I'm saying.
Give us as much information as you want. Write a fucking dissertation on why you're building this chopper. There's a lot of cool shit going on too. You know, like we have one of our friends that passed away. You know, his dad is building this XS chopper in honor of his son. Like it's those kind of story. It doesn't matter if you win the grand prize. If you just do that, that's enough. You know what I mean? Like that's an award in and of itself. So do it for the right reason. That's what the whole fucking show is about. Me and Dan aren't enriching ourselves. We get $0. It's a free show where we have the community coming together to fund it and to make fucking trophies and to do fucking art and to put on a fucking chopper carnival for the love of fucking choppers, dude. And specifically choppers too. You know, we're not doing a bagger show. We're not doing like this is for the chopper community, you know? So do it for that. Build a bike. I guarantee you won't regret it. I've never heard a motherfucker ride his chopper for the first time and be like, that was not worth the smoke, dog. You know?
Yeah, and if that's the case, you did something wrong. Something fucked up along the way.
Something
my
wrong with you,
first
dude. You got a zinc
even my
deficiency.
first bike was so fucking sketchy, but I loved every minute of it. Would I ride that motherfucker right now? Absolutely not. I know better, you know what I mean? But when you don't know better, you know, and you're fucking an idiot, and you know, it's like fucking great. You know what I mean? Like driving on the Mass Pike, fucking Springer, just bouncing, fucking white knuckling.
What
it,
was your
just
first
back and
chopper
forth,
that
just-
you built?
My first chopper was a '64 Triumph chopper.
64 Triumph.
Yep, it was a Triumph 650 long bike, 12 over square Springer. It had, you know, coffin tank and all. It was in Iron Horse. Well, the horse, I mean, sorry, the horse in like 2003.
No shit.
2002, 2000 or 2001 or 2003, I can't remember. The Englishman was doing a little expose on or feature on British Triumph choppers, and he featured my bike and my old business partner's bike, who his father had built a Triumph chopper in the '70s, and it got dismantled and it was put away in pieces up in the attic, and he discovered it and brought it down in his uncle's attic actually, and then brought it down and put it back together and rebuilt it from scratch, and we had those bikes in the magazine, and then that kind of set off the thing, and then I was like, I want to build one that's a little more rideable because it was a death trap. You know, it was a clapped out death trap. You know what I mean? It was what it was, whatever. Um, and built that next one, and then that got a feature in the horse, and then it just kind of fucking took off because back then magazines meant more than they do now. Obviously, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the pulse. Like you looked forward to like Iron Horse and the Horse and Street Chopper and all the chop. There was one Chopper Underground. There was so many Chopper magazines that like came and went, but you looked forward to that because that was how you put your finger on the pulse of everything. Like and you studied those and read them cover to cover, and you were like stoked for it. And you couldn't wait for the next one, and and then yeah, it wasn't as instant gratification as it is now. Which is cool. Like internet's cool, man. Like like you can be at an event and fucking broadcast it live, and motherfuckers around the world are seeing it instantaneously. Or you finish a bike and you take a picture of it and it goes around the world instantaneously. Back then there was just a little more patience and whatnot and hunting things. And so yeah, so that's really how Choppa had started. Built I had that 64 that was already it was like when I got it, someone had tried to make it a sportster. They had like Fat Bob tanks on it and this and that. I put a coffin tank on and made it a little more choppery and um, didn't know how to do like it needed transmission or it needed some motor work or transmission work. Didn't know what I was doing. So I brought it to Don Hutchinson and he did a bunch of work on it for me with a mechanic work. Got the bill for that and was like, I got to learn how to do this myself because I don't get this money. You know what I mean? Jay was rebuilding his bike that he got from his father. And then I was like, all right, I got to build something that's a little more rideable because I still lived in Dorchester, South Boston at the time. And like that I'm not going to die on. And built that. And then that came the platform for some of the British bikes we'd build. And then wanted to do another one because I was just addicted to it. Building choppers is fucking addictive. You know what I mean? Like all three of us sitting here, no one's safe from that addiction. And anyone listening to this has probably got the same problem. I'm a chopaholic, you know what I mean? Blah blah blah. But didn't have the money to build another one, and Jay wanted to build another one, so we pulled our money together and bought a project and built one together. And then that got sold to a guy in Phoenix, but that won first place at Vintage Laconia. That was probably 2005 or something, 2003 or something. I don't remember. And all those years are just blurred. And then we just took off and we just started building them. You know what I mean? And then that's how it all came about. And yeah, it was cool. It was good times. But You know what I mean? Like this type of show, you know, you don't know. Like some dude might have never built anything, is gonna build this bike. It might be the next fucking huge fucking builder making waves, man. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
people glom on to shit and find out that they're the dude for the job, and you know what I mean? It might be fucking rad. You know, you don't know. I can't wait. I'm stoked for this because I can't wait to see what comes of it. Like, and it doesn't need to be the most polished fucking dumped all the money into Chrome and this and that thing. Like, I just want to look at like effort, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
see, you know, the fruits of people's labor, you know what I mean, and like I
Yeah.
said, people expanded beyond their comfort zones and trying new shit and doing, you know, that all the innovation, man, is like from home builders. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, cool. All these shops like built stuff and did a lot of things, but it was always like the horse magazine had it right. You know, they didn't they they got a little lazy sometimes or whatever, but like looking out for like the dudes that were building shit at home, like when you know, it was always the coolest shit was coming from some guy that built something at his garage or his house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shops do cool shit. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it, but it just seems like so much innovation comes from some dude that's just fucking around at his house. You know what I mean?
It
Necessity
comes
is
down
the
to
mother of
setup.
invention, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I and when I was just dipping my toes in, I came in the game late, man. I didn't even know what the fuck a chopper was. I missed the big wheel chopper craze because I was poor.
You
I
didn't
didn't have
miss
fucking
anything, dude.
cable,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Didn't see any of it. So, like when I got my first bike, dude, I was mad late, and but I just knew that like these bikes look cooler than other bikes. Um, but like it's like you can't fake the like when I was reaching like I just wanted to where's the chopper content, you know, like Chop Cult, you know, the DVDs, you know, like the fucking chop ahead DVDs and shit. And you talking to these dudes just like, what did you do? You know, and it's like obtainable. That's the best part is like, well,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't have to be rich to build cool shit. You have to be creative though to build cool shit. And you have to fucking be resourceful to build cool shit, you know?
Especially if you're poor.
Yeah, it's like the best litmus test for like if you're a good person is choppers because it's like you have to have your shit together enough to be able to afford a fucking decent bike. So you can't be a fucking meth head or some shit, you know, like automatically disqualified. You're gonna sell that for drugs. And then you also have to have your shit together enough to like put all this time into it, you know, and like be resourceful and borrow tools and fucking this and that. And that's what this whole fucking show is about is just doing it the right way, doing it like for the right reasons, you know? Because in this day and age, I don't know, man. I fucking it's like you immediately know it's like you're doing it for the wrong reason. If you're fucking if you love this shit and you care about this shit, then it's important to you because if you're fucking like you were saying like the culture vultures and the fucking clout chasers and shit, that shit pisses me off. You know what I mean? Because it's important to me and I care about it and I care about the people that we do it together, you know what I mean? And put in the blood, sweat, and tears and fucking, you know, the long nights. And you don't have to be smart. You don't have to be a gearhead. You don't have to be this, that. Like you can just be dedicated and that's enough. You know, if you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
fucking put put your whole heart and soul into it,
Time in,
you'll have
man.
a fucking cool ass chopper. And here's the best thing. There's no reward. It's a piece of shit. You're gonna have to fix it all the time, you know?
And yeah, and no matter what, if it's an old bike, you're gonna be fucking around with that thing every like after every fucking big ride, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna have
Yeah.
to you'll learn that bike and you'll know that bike better than anybody because you'll know what bolts are the ones that are the problematic ones that always loosen up after 45 fucking miles or whatever. And you'll know how much you get out of gas, how much you get out of a tank of gas, you know what I mean? Because you chop the tank down and you got like a quart and a half in there or something, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. You're like, I got
you know,
63 miles.
yeah, 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 and then, but you also built a bike that's rigid and you're like, "Yeah, I do wanna get off and get some gas at 63 fucking miles. I need to fucking walk around and stretch my back out."
Oh, dude,
So,
I'm good at 50 miles. I need to stretch, dog.
rigid choppers is still a young man's game or a fucking dude that hasn't been in accidents with a bunch of back issues. But,
Mhm.
but anyway, yeah, and, I don't even know where I was going with all this stuff, but yeah, it's like it's fucking cool, man. It's fucking cool, and it's like a cool thing to be in, and for the most part, motherfuckers come together and will help. Like, you got to have some buddies that, like, if you don't know how to do something, one of your friends probably does. Or if the three of you guys sit down in the garage and figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, and and that's, I miss that. Like, it was fun building bikes, like, at first, like, learning everything and everything being new and exciting. And we'd go over to, like, we'd go to Henniker and go talk to Josh, or we'd go talk to this guy, Jim Bernier, who was an older guy who kind of mentored us and, like, showed us how to rebuild a motor and showed us how to do shit. And, it was cool as fuck, man. I miss those days. You know what I mean? Like, with everything being, like, through fresh eyes, you know what I mean? It's easy for me to be sour and weird and whatever, you know what I mean? But I still love it. I still do this every fucking day, dude. I spend the most time here, and this is what I make fucking nothing at. You know what I mean? I generate enough money to keep the fucking shop open. I ain't pulling money from this right now. You know what I mean? It's a bad time to be in motorcycles, like, as a business. It's a fucking really stupid fucking business to be in New England, to tell you the truth. But you don't do it because it's fucking you do it because you love it. Like, I can't get out. Even if I wanted to, what the fuck am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, I'm used to being around motorcycles for a significant part of the day, every fucking day. But yeah, so yeah, I just want to see some people bring some fucking shit, dude. Bring your A game, dude. And it doesn't matter if your A game isn't the same as fucking some dude that's been doing it for 20 years as A game, or some dude that's got naturally gifted at something. Like, people are building that bike. You're building that bike for you. You know what I mean? And just do some fucking rad shit.
Yeah,
for sure.
we all respect the hustle. That's the thing too. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, I am not gifted at this shit. I'm fucking stupid, and everything is super hard. But I'm doing it for me. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it for anybody else. And you should do the same thing. And that's the whole thing. Is like, that's what I love to see. Is like, oh, maybe that's not like my type of bike or whatever, but you're doing it for yourself, and you're picking up new skills, and that's admirable. So,
Yeah,
like, that's what
I
this
don't
whole
like.
fucking show is about.
Yeah, and I know it's tough. It's tough to judge a show of custom stuff because everything's subjective. Um, and it's like you said, it's like someone might have put so much time and did, like, such rad fabrication or such, like, insane fucking motor work on something that, at the end of the day, it didn't come together for you, but it came together for them. Like,
Yeah.
um, I never judge something that someone poured their heart into. Um, and I hate it when people shit on other people's bikes like that. The only thing I'll shit on is, like, if someone did some, like, really sketchy, rickety shit and that bike is fucking a death trap and they're trying to sell it to somebody, especially some kid who doesn't
Yeah.
know any fucking better, I'll call that bullshit out. You know what I mean? But if someone's put all their heart and soul into a bike and it's like, you think it's corny or whatever, like, shut the fuck up, dude. Keep no
As
one
long as
asked
you're
you.
only putting your own life in danger. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. But, like, I don't know, like, I like the things I like. I like really, like, I like mid-60s choppers, things that looked like they were in a Roger Corman movie. Those aren't the wildest choppers, you know what I mean? But that's what I like, you know what I mean? And, but, I look at the shit that the dude from Vintage Technologies makes, and I'm like, how the fuck does this
Yeah.
dude do this? This is fucking crazy. You know what I mean? I'm like, I have such admiration for that. Or, like, dudes like Jeff Wright, like, or like fucking, like, fucking, holy shit, it was a fucking homie of mine and his friend. But, people like Jeff has such vision and he can fucking draw it out, like, artistically so fucking great. And then he, like, does, like, weird shit that's fucking rad. You know what I mean? Or,
Yep.
and it's like, I look up to shit like that. But, you know what I mean? I'm hoping to see some shit that I'm, like, fucking wowed, with, like,
Yeah.
in one way, shape, or form in this. Because there's so many motherfuckers in this fucking in this show, you know what I mean? So there's gonna be some rad shit, you know what I mean?
For sure.
I'm
I'm
interested to
stoked.
see how many motherfuckers are going to
Insider
stick in the show, because we got
Well,
150 bikes,
yeah,
and
yeah,
on October 1st, I want to see if fucking, like, are half of them going to drop out. Like, I'm interested. This is all, like, we're flying by the seat of our pants right now, so we're gonna
yeah,
see. But we might
yeah,
even have to. It's like, oh, we're only gonna pick 50 bikes. What if only 50 bikes fucking show up?
yeah. Yeah,
I'll
I
be
mean,
disappointed.
what
I'll be
yeah,
disappointed, Dad, dude.
yeah. What's the farthest entry?
Australia. I think we have 2 from the UK. We have 1 from Australia. We have 2 or 3 from Washington State. We have
and Oregon and shit.
at least 1 or 2 from California. So we got. I got to do a map. I got to do a map again.
Yeah, you should do a map. That's cool. It's one thing, if you're on continental US, like no matter where you are, you can get anywhere in a few days. But motherfuckers coming from Australia, that's a fucking whole operation.
For sure. I don't know how you pull that off, but if you do, we'll have plenty of shit waiting for you.
You're gonna get so. I'll hook you motherfuckers up if you're bringing your bikes in from overseas. I'll do a nice little side prize pack just for.
I'll fucking box a kangaroo, dude. I'll steal one from the zoo, from the fucking Stoneham Zoo or some shit, and I'll fucking box a kangaroo for you.
Well, for real, if you're coming from another country, if you have to embargo fucking your bike to get here, we will take care of you when you get out here for sure.
Absolutely. Come drink at my bar for free.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking nuts, dude. That I'm so impressed by all the people that are like threw down from all over the country, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna make this happen." That's what makes us so fucking awesome. It's like, dude,
and it's only gonna get
fucking
better
big
as
commitment.
it heats up. As it heats up, and people start getting further along on the bikes, and people are like, "Oh shit, look at this! What this guy's doing!" And it's gonna make, you know what I mean? People like fucking really step it up. Like right now, have a vision and be prepared to manifest it, but also be prepared to change that vision because you never know. You know what I mean? Like literally, when we built the Yeti's tank, I had an idea for the seat. Built the whole bike around the fucking seat. You know what I mean? You don't know like when it's gonna hit and what. All of a sudden you're gonna have this whole plan and one little thing's gonna change and it'll be like, oh shit, I'm gonna go this fucking direction now. Like, so that's gonna be interesting too. Seeing, you know what I mean? Like where people end up from where they originally thought they were gonna do.
And it sounds like a lot like cutting 150 down to 50. But dude, 50 is a lot of bikes too. That's a lot of fucking bikes, that's a lot of fucking bikes. And then we're cutting it down to 25 and then the final 13. And then it's on, dude. Then it's going to be fucking nuts. And the competition is just one part of this thing. You know what I mean? Like really it's like if we get 150 bikes here, I said this last week, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to eat this hat. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to eat the whole thing. I'm going to consume it at the fucking show. So if we get 150 choppers at this fucking thing, you guys can watch a grown ass man eat a fucking hat. Have you ever seen that?
Nope. But this is it's on video, even though you're blurry right now. Like I can see you trying to like have glitches in your fucking internet so you don't have to stick to it.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna cut this part.
You can't see his lips moving. Doesn't count.
Yeah.
All right. We're at fucking almost 2 hours here, so we'll shut her down.
Yeah. That's what happens when chopper dudes just talk shit, man. I didn't feel like it was 2 hours.
Could have kept going for sure.
I know. Well, dude, we should have probably the first show that we did when I blacked out on Ocho, we should have cut that at 45 minutes and just made like 2 15-minute episodes.
No. That's the great stuff. I like when we do those ones like on my show, the M4s, where me and Packer and Joe and fucking Mark Unseen get fucking demolished and talk shit, and it degrades the further it goes. People love that shit. They want to see the fall of, you know what I mean? Like, and they want you to just fuck up and say something dumb.
Yeah,
like
they want to see the train wreck. Yeah,
they want to see the train wreck. They love it.
It's relatable.
The whole like those end up being 4 fucking hours. You know what I mean? Because it's just fucking fucking shit show. But
we gotta do the M6 or something. Me and Danny will come down. I'll black out again, bro. I'm not afraid.
We got to figure out a way to do it so it's not completely fucking wild though. Like I can only put 4 mics into my thing here. We're gonna have to like take multiple fucking boards and mix them together to do
True.
But
we'll figure it out.
You guys are welcome.
That'd be sick.
Dan's doing a drum for our band anyway.
Dude, let me know.
Oh,
yeah,
you're in.
You guys talking about that.
Do it.
I don't know like what your intentions are or whatever, but I've been fucking dying to play music.
All the intentions. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not even drunk. I'm just fucking punch drunk from being tired. Long days, man. Long days. But yeah, I love being able to talk shop with motherfuckers. So appreciate you guys having me on again. Appreciate you having me on as a judge. And hopefully I do right by everybody. And if I don't pick your bike and you don't like it, fuck you. Sorry.
I've been saying that. I go, hey, If you have a like, because a lot of people are already kind of belly aching about the competition aspect of it, like, oh, this stuff. I go, just talk to Big Truth. Just go down to his shop, tell him
Complaint
what you
department.
think.
Send him to the complaint department.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Complaint
Yeah.
department out back by the by the old tires.
Yes. You know what I love about the stun dudes? They're taking all my tires. So I got like 3 different groups of them. Like, hey, you're gonna take off tires? I'm like, go back there, take whatever you want, just don't bring them back, because I got to pay $3 each for those fucking things to get disposed of. You know what I mean? So whatever they're doing with them, not my problem. But like,
I don't want to know what you're doing with them. I'm assuming you're putting them on a bike.
Well, for a little bit, but I'm glad to be responsible for so many burnouts in the world. But yeah, man, I love it. Keep coming for these tires.
Responsible for so many burnouts. I love that. You're doing it's a work of charity
Service.
here.
Yeah. The ozone loves me. Yeah.
All right, stick around, Truth. We're gonna sign these motherfuckers off into their weekend. Till next week, low lifes, you fucking degenerates, scumbags. Get in the garage, get in trouble, have fun. Never stop chopping.
Deadbeat Customs. Steve over at Deadbeat Customs is about grassroots motorcycle riders who take it upon themselves to build and customize their bike. They offer parts for all Harley-Davidson models and also custom parts for choppers, bobbers, trackers, and cafe racers. When it comes to building a custom motorcycle, they carry the best brands available. Go visit their brick and mortar store in Tewksbury, Mass, or at deadbeatcustoms.com. Remember, enter Lowlife at checkout and save some loot. Stay Strong Co. Sean Luke has been sent down from the heavens to bless us lowlifes with the greatest motherfucking hot sauce in the world. Sweet heat baby Jesus in the white pants heralds a message from God himself. This hot sauce is for your food. Keep it off your butthole. The shits, in the hotter than hellfire Lowlife chopper sauce. Go to staystrongco.org today and grab yourself the holy trinity of hot sauces. Oxford Co. Choppers. Chris is the original bad boy from Oxford, Connecticut. From frame restoration and repair to handlebars and hardtails. Hard parts for hard men. His hardtails are expertly TIG welded and installed in-house. Made of USA-made steel, cast axle plates, he is your man for the hardest shit to hit the East Coast since Hurricane Bob. Find him on Instagram at oxfordco.choppers. Steel City Blacksmithing. Josh specializes in handcrafted steel work right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Anything from custom motorcycle parts to hammers and tomahawks. Don't get it twisted. If it can be twisted, he's twisting it. Check him out at steelcityblacksmithing.com today. Beck Built Fab. Dustin is the plug for excess chopper parts. That's why we call him the Metric Man. Drum disc brakes, mid controls, hand shifters, foot clutch, modded worm gears, intakes, and more. He can do any fabrication job, weld repair, upholstery, or even maintenance. Check him out at beckbuiltfab.com.